Our first guest tonight is an Emmy Award-winning writer and comedian you know from his legendary shows Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld. Please welcome back to the show one of the best to ever do it, Larry David, everybody. Welcome back.
You know, if I were a different person, I might have been touched by that.
But it didn't find its way through your harsh exterior,
Did
right?
not register
You didn't
at
feel
all.
anything.
Felt nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You could clock that it was a good reaction, though. It just meant nothing to you.
I could clock that it was a phony reaction.
Oh, you're calling them.
A bunch of, yes, so phony. Oh, don't make me come up there. You don't want to fool around with me, baby.
It's always lovely to see you, but I saw the last member of your family who was here was your daughter. Cassie was here.
Yes.
And Cassie came out and not only did an impression of you, but she specifically did an impression of you as a talk show guest. And she kind of felt that your advice to her was not useful because it's really only useful to you.
Yes, perhaps it was bad advice.
Yeah.
As was all my advice to my children.
Well,
Yeah.
that's nice that
Yeah.
you own that. But let's just show real briefly Cassie's take on you as a talk show guest, and then we'll allow
Sure,
you a
yeah.
chance to respond.
He gives the worst advice, particularly for this, because he was like, don't prepare anything.
That's his advice?
Yeah, he said, you don't want to prepare anything. Everyone's going to know you came up with some quirky story. It's performative. But I don't know if you've seen him on late night. Like, he spends the entire time, like, he'll sit down. He'll just be like, yeah, this is a nice chair. You know? Like, you ever sit in these chairs?
Yeah, I think he might have done exactly.
Do you do this with the legs, or, anyone ever lie down on this one?
That was very funny.
It was very funny.
Yeah. You know, I was just thinking that this sock is so inappropriate for the show because it's a short sock.
Oh, yeah.
And look, see?
Oh, yeah.
It's a short. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You can't go on a show with a short sock.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
I know that.
You got to leave a little wiggle room. You
gotta-
don't know what's going to happen with your legs.
You got to come up to here
Yeah.
at least. Yeah.
And no one, your stylist doesn't tell you to remind you to wear the long sock.
My stylist?
You've worked
Yeah.
with the same stylist now for the
Yeah.
entirety of your career, and they really have done remarkable
yes,
work.
Tremendous work, yeah. But, she's very funny.
Yeah, your daughter's very funny.
Yeah, she's very funny. And I can't even believe that I'm a father. I can't believe that I was allowed to procreate.
Yeah.
How can they let someone like me
Well, yeah.
be a father? It's insane. Shouldn't there be some kind of psychiatric evaluation before they allow someone to have children? It's insane.
Well, it's even
Yeah.
worse because they let you do it twice. You know,
Yeah, twice, yeah.
First one, shame on you. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But to let it happen
Yeah.
twice, it is. You wonder what this government's even doing.
I know, and they have my genes, those poor kids.
I know.
How can they live? I feel so sorry for them.
And then,
Such a
and then
shame.
all you do is give them bad talk show advice.
Bad talk show advice, yeah.
Now, do you have, looking back, now that you have two adult children who
Yeah.
are both wonderful young women, but do you have more empathy for your parents now that you are a parent?
No, not really. No, my mother had nothing to brag about.
Okay.
Nothing.
As far as you as a son.
Yes, the poor woman.
And was she aware she had nothing to brag about?
Oh, she was aware of it, yeah.
And had she at some point had high hopes that she would have something to brag about?
No,
Okay.
no, she never had a hope. there was not a dream, not a fantasy. Yeah, when I told her I was going to be a comedian, she said to me, "You're not funny, Larry. You're not funny. Why do you think you're funny? Whoever told you you were funny? I've never heard you say anything funny, you know."
That's a nice thing to hear on your way out the door.
When I went into stand-up, Johnny Carson was on. He was the king of
course.
late-night television. And my mother loved Johnny. She couldn't stop talking about Johnny. Oh, Johnny, you should have heard Johnny last night. Oh, Johnny was so funny. Oh, Johnny, And then when I became an abysmal failure as a comedian, I thought that on her deathbed, that I wanted her to die happy.
Uh-huh.
So I came up with this plan that I would go into the hospital and I would say, Ma, Johnny saw me perform last night. Johnny wants me on his show, Ma. Ma, Johnny likes me, Ma. Johnny likes me. I'm a hit, Ma. Ma.
So you really wanted to time it based on the way you're speaking, like right at the end.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't want to have to take any follow-ups. You didn't want to, yeah.
I also thought she was going to say to me, oh, you're so full of Johnny doesn't like you. Yeah.
It almost feels like based on, by the way, it's heartbreaking to me that she said you're not funny. And then some people of that age just don't have a sense of humor. But then she's watching Johnny Carson every night. Like, she clearly loves comedy.
She loves comedy.
Yeah. She just personally thinks you're not funny. You know what I mean? She's not just like some old,
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Do you think there was a chance that you'd tell her that, and instead of her having one last happy moment, she would have died sad, being disappointed in Johnny Carson's taste?
Quite possibly, yeah.
That is, do you, it's amazing, by the way, but you say you're a failure as a comedian. Obviously, we know you're a success. Like, how bad was it? Like, as far as, like, financially?
Oh, financially?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was not good. I did not earn a living.
Yeah.
I had a rent-controlled apartment. That's what saved me. And, my parents gave me all their dishes to take to the apartment because I couldn't afford to buy anything. They gave me all their old furniture. It looked like their apartment.
Yeah.
And so, the dishes, I would have to cook. I'd have to, because I couldn't afford to eat out. I would go shopping and cook. How do people do that? It's crazy.
How do people cook?
How do people cook?
Yeah, it is crazy.
It is such a waste of time.
Yeah.
The shopping and the cooking and the boiling and the chopping.
Yeah.
And the cleaning. The cleaning.
And we are speaking about a time where you had nothing going on as well, right?
Yeah.
And it was still a waste of time.
Still. And so I would cook and I would notice, the dishes kept piling up in the sink.
Yeah.
All their dishes, all their china. And
when you said cleaning, it was the idea.
Well, the idea of it, yeah. And so I thought, nobody ever comes here.
Yeah.
Why do I need all these plates and forks and knives and spoons? So I threw everything out except one of each.
Wow.
Yeah. And then after I ate, look, there's one plate, easy, I got it. One fork, one knife, one spoon, done. Yeah.
Now, you never, I'm assuming then you never sort of would have a sort of a romantic interest over to the home, because I would say that would be a big red flag for a woman to come to an apartment where there was just one of everything.
Well, to come to my apartment.
Yeah.
In particular. No, there were very few women coming to my apartment. It's funny, because when I was in my 20s, all I thought about was sex.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get any.
Right.
And so I thought about it all the time. And now that I'm in my 70s, all I think about is death.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't a good trade. The sex, okay, you don't want to kill yourself from the thoughts, but you're thinking, you leave the house. Can I have sex? Would anybody have sex with me? How can I have sex? How's this going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? When am I going to have sex? Is it possible? But
it's like there's some hope to it. Like there's
something, And now it's like, you're going to die, you're old, you're going to die very soon, you're going to die. You're going to die very, very soon. You're going to die, you're dead. Yeah.
Do you talk to yourself a lot on a...
Of late, the past few years, I've been talking to myself a lot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I've noticed it, that I'm talking to myself, and it's not nice what I'm saying to myself. Yeah.
So you're not supportive of Larry?
Not supportive at all. You idiot, you moron. How can anybody be this stupid? My God. It's never a compliment.
That's you've got to give a break. Can I ask something? Do you think your lips move when you talk to yourself? And I say that as somebody who does.
I talk out loud, so they're moving. Yeah. I'm talking out loud. You stupid moron. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Now, I would assume if someone passes, because again, you're recognizable both, visually and you sound like you all the time. If I'm walking by you and I'm hearing you say that, I'm probably looking to see the person you're yelling that to.
I'm only doing it alone in my house.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So this isn't out on the street.
I'm not a psychopath. Yeah, I'm walking down the street. Hey, you stupid idiot! What the hell is wrong with you? No, I'm not talking. No, I was talking to myself. I wasn't talking to you. Just me.
Both your daughters are backstage. Your wife is backstage. Your lovely wife. How is she doing?
She's doing well. We're doing well.
Great.
Had a fight last week.
Uh-huh.
You could probably relate to this.
I'm sure I can.
You're a married man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably relate to this. When they're very upset, and maybe even crying a little bit, if you're going over for the console, and you get the arm. Yeah. Get away. Get away. You get that one. Yeah. That's not good. No. You get
And
the
it's
arm.
all- the arm, and you get the arm, and then you don't know what to do because one, your approach has been cut off.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, you feel like the arm isn't their way of saying go back to whatever you were doing. You can't go then and have a nice time.
No. It's not just go back to whatever you were doing. It's get the hell out of the house.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
But not to do not to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
It's almost like go take this arm with you.
Get away from me. Yeah.
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 That's it. They never tell you what to do when you get the arm.
No, not much. There's not much you can do. Yeah.
25 years. Did you
Right.
enjoy working on this book?
I didn't really work on it.
Yeah, thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
Thanks for your honesty.
What are you dopes applauding about? I said I didn't work on it. So what?
It says as told. Okay, so as told by Larry David. So you just talked and somebody else.
Yeah, somebody wrote it down.
Yeah.
Lorraine Ali wrote it.
Gotcha.
Terrific writer.
So somebody worked hard.
Oh yeah, somebody worked very hard. Not me.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't work on it at all. Yeah. If you're a fan of the show, I think you might enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not a fan of the show, you would have to be a total nincompoop to buy the book.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. And
But
if
if you're not a fan of the show, that doesn't mean you can't buy it as a gift for someone.
that's right. Who is a fan of the
yeah,
show?
who is a fan of the show? Again.
Lastly, have you ever thought about if it wasn't comedy, because obviously you decided at a young
Yeah.
age to do comedy, what would you have done instead?
This is a great question.
Okay, thank you.
I've been watching your show for many years. I've never heard you ask quite such a good question to someone. Yeah. It's very good.
No.
You know, you're getting a lot better at this.
Thank you.
Frankly, I don't know how the hell you do it every night. It seems so stressful to me that you could sit here and talk to people in front of people.
Yeah.
It's a date in front of a country. You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, but good question, and I got my answer. I think I would have gone into a life of crime.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I think it's a creative endeavor. You're planning a heist.
Oh, so that level, heist level.
Heist level, yeah. Yeah, it's a heist level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the big score. you
Yeah,
know.
of course. So you're not doing petty stuff.
No
You're like
petty,
one
no,
big
no.
score. One big score and then you're out.
Yeah, no, I'm not out. No, I'm doing it.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And you know, you got your buddies, you're planning, it's creative, you're writing, you're putting on a heist show.
Okay.
It's like show business. You know, you're writing, and you know, if you get caught, you know, I'm a great liar, so
Yeah.
I can lie my way out of it. And I'm a fantastic tattletale.
Okay, but I have a question.
It wasn't my idea. He
Oh,
did it.
so you'd be a rat.
I'd be a rat,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure, yeah.
Now,
So
everybody...
I think it's up my alley.
Yeah. Everybody on a heist usually has their, on the safecracker, the guy, the master of disguise.
Yeah.
What would you be?
I'm planning. What are you scoffing at the planner for? That's the whole heat.
I think you got something else. I think there's a
What?
better role for you.
How dare you?
I have a better. I'm just saying. If I was planning a heist, I know what I would ask you to be.
What?
Create a distraction. Right?
Wait. So wait, let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Can I also plan?
You
as
can
well?
plan.
Okay.
But like, by the way, this thing of like I plan and then the rest of us go do the heist. You also have to do something on heist day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying on heist day-
No, I'm not going to sit out heist day.
Yeah.
No, the gang wouldn't go for that.
No,
at
that's
all.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. On behalf of the gang, we're not going for that.
Yeah, the gang's not going for
So
that.
I think you create a distraction.
I love a distraction.
So it's the bank, and I just feel like you're the guy who goes in, and you're so irritating to a teller.
No, no, that's not it.
Okay.
Here it is. You want to see the distraction?
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah.
I'd love to be on the team. I'd love to be on the team. Larry David, everyone. No lessons learned. On sale now. Wherever you buy your books, please support local and independent booksellers. Stick around. We'll be right back with Joel Kim Booster.